Okay.
Alright guys, so I'm here with the legend, the godly. Am I hyping you up too much?
A little bit too much hype,
Alright, so I'm here with one of the coolest travelers in all of YouTube.
I'm Louis. If you haven't seen my channel, Fun for Louis, I do daily travel adventure videos, and that's where we are right now. We are on an adventure with our LTA, Live the Adventure crew, and we are in Italy in the Alps. And what are we doing today, Josh?
And well, before that, by the way, we're looking at the most amazing view. You guys can't see it, but we're looking over all of Italy. It's amazing. But so what we're doing on my channel is we're going to talk about bad stories, because everyone who travels has some type of horrible story that happened to them that was completely unplanned, and that's the stories we're going to share today. But we also filmed a video on his channel, which you got to check out, because what we did is we talked about all the good stories. So we have bad and good stories.
Good adventures, bad adventures.
Yeah, and I'll go first. I mean, this is like the worst thing that has ever happened to me when I traveled, and it just sucks. So I was in Miami at one time. It was during the road trip. If you guys were following me at the time, we were doing a road trip in the summer. And so I'm on, what did they call those things? It's like, you stand on it and it moves back and forth.
The little hoverboard.
Yeah, I was on a hoverboard for the first time. And I'm holding my Samsung NX1 in my hand, and I just dropped it. The whole thing broke off one drop. Out of everything I could have done to broke my camera, it happened to be that I dropped it on a hoverboard. So now, it gets worse. And I'm daily vlogging, so I
remember you messaging me at this point. Yeah.
I called him up after I was really upset. I'm like, I'm in Best Buy. I'm like, I need a camera. What should I get? And you referred me to the Sony a7S II. Yeah. By the way, the best camera ever.
What we're filming in now.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm using that camera, and then guess what? A week later.
But wait! There's more! Hang on to your seat, baby! Cause this one's a screamer!
My laptop broke. And my laptop is like a $2,000 laptop. So then that broke. So then I'm like, okay, well, I'm a daily vlogger and I need a laptop now. I bought a laptop, but it was so small and portable. It's the best laptop I have ever bought, and I'm still using it today. It's called a Dell XPS 15 if you guys really want to know.
I think it's the one I'm going to get next.
Yeah, you've seen it, right?
I'm an Apple guy, but I feel like you convinced me. Yeah. I convinced you to get the Sony a7S II. You convinced me to get the XPS 15.
Dude, that's funny. It really is true. But guess what? It gets even worse.
But wait! There's more!
As crazy.
Broken camera, broken laptop. I don't see how it could get worse for a daily vlogger.
So when we were in VidCon together, I ended up buying the Samsung 360 camera that wasn't out in retail yet.
Yeah.
Well, I broke that too.
I didn't even know that. Yeah. You broke it.
I broke it.
Because I saw one of your 360 videos.
Yeah, I broke it right after the 360 video. So I broke it, and I called them up, and I was really upset. And Samsung actually sent me one for free. And I was really happy about that. Yeah. But at the time, I broke all three things, and I was really upset. I'm like, dude, that's my life.
Yeah.
Broken. So it was a lot of money in the end, and I was really upset to the point where I was so frustrated because I was already traveling 60 days straight that I almost just bought a ticket to go home. I was just like, I was done. But I didn't, and in the end, I'm still using the same equipment I bought now. And everything else is just, I don't even know where it all is now. But that's my story.
Okay. That does suck. I don't know if any of you guys can relate, like just having problems when you're trying to do things and equipment breaks, or you're just clumsy. I'm very clumsy as well, man. Okay, I have a very interesting story. I've had a few run-ins with the police. And luckily, none of them have ended really badly, but they almost did. I'll tell you this story back in the day. This isn't on my vlog channel because this happened before YouTube. So I was out one night. I like to road trip a lot, but then when I was at home, I don't know if you do this with your friends, just cruise around. Like some nights...
And bump music?
Yeah, you just want to cruise around in your car and just find something to do. So we had me and our friend Dave, who was with us on this trip. If you saw him in any of Josh's vlogs, you know who Dave is.
You got Dave. Introduce yourself.
I'm Dave.
So it's me, Dave, and then a couple of our friends. I think maybe his girlfriend and this other girl. And it's late one night, and I'm like, let's just cruise into London. And we're young. Well, I must have been 19. He was probably 16. The girls are probably like 16, 15. Anyway, we're cruising to London, right? I don't know what I was thinking. I was in a really mischievous mood. And we cruise up to Buckingham Palace. If any of you have seen Buckingham Palace, it's like where the Queen lives in London, and there's like soldiers that march up and down with the big hats on. Anyway, I had driven into London, I don't know where we were going, and I saw Buckingham Palace. I was like, let's go and see if the Queen's at home. So somehow, I don't know how I did this, I drove up onto the sidewalk. I don't think I was thinking. I just was really excited to go Buckingham Palace.
Because the guards are trying to protect her, right?
Well, there's no guards there, but there's a massive gate. But anyway, I drove up into the sidewalk, right up to the front gates where people pose to take photos, right? The gates are there. I don't know what I was thinking. I wound my window down. I drove right up to the gate, so my bumper of my car was touching the gate. And I wound down the window and I was like, yoo-hoo, Queenie! And I was like, I don't know what, I was just being stupid, right? I was like, oh, I guess she's not at home. Anyway, started reversing. I was like, we better leave. Started reversing, and Dave was like, Louis, the police.
That's the sound of the police.
And I'm thinking, oh, maybe there's a police car like down the road, like maybe I should just get out of here. So I started driving faster to trying to get back onto the road and kind of get out of there. So I'm driving, he's like, no, Louis, stop! So I'm like, stop the car, right? Looked in my mirrors, and we are surrounded by armed police, like pointing guns. And this doesn't happen in England. This isn't America. They're like, most police don't have guns, but these are like armed, like they're like protecting the Queen, right? So they're like pointing their guns at the car, and I'm just freeze. I'm like, oh man, I've messed up. I've messed up really bad. Like, so anyway, they're like, get out the vehicle with your hands where we can see it. So I like open the door, and they're like, maybe put my hands on the roof of the vehicle. This doesn't happen in England. This never happens in England. So I'm like looking around, and I'm like, they're like, what are you doing? I'm like super apologetic.
You don't even know what you're doing.
I'm so apologetic. Yeah, I'm like, I'm so sorry. And they were like, if you'd driven for like 2 more seconds, we would have shot your tyres out. They were like aimed at my car tyres because they were gonna like blow out my tyres. You drive up to the front gate in it was like an old banged out car as well. Like they must have thought we were terrorists. And they said, you are this close for us to take you down and then interrogate you in the interrogation cells under Buckingham Palace. They were like gonna take me down and interrogate me. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And they must have seen that I'm just like this kid who's just stupid. And they were like, okay, well, you better get out of here. And they just like let us go. They let us go. They could see we were harmless. They obviously took down the number plate and like took, I guess, I don't know if they took photos, but I got back in the car and then like drove away. We were just like silent. Drove home, and I'm just like, and the crazy thing is, it wasn't even my car. Like I borrowed my friend's mum's car, so she's probably on like this blacklist now, like terrorist watch list.
Did you tell her about it?
No, I didn't even tell her.
Did you tell your parents about that?
No.
You didn't tell no one.
I haven't told many people, but it could have gone so much worse. I could be like straight up, sent to jail if they hadn't believed that I was like harmless. Anyway, that is one of the craziest like bad stories.
I've got nothing to top that. Like,
Crazy.
Dude, that's like me going up to my president and going past the guards to their doorstep.
Yeah,
we would get shot.
I know.
I
I think if I was in America, we'd have got shot for sure.
Damn. I'm still processing that story. I'm just picturing you like completely out of your mind, zoned out, just chilling, like don't even know what's going on.
It's a crazy rule.
I got a good one.
Okay.
Nothing like that though, but it has relations with the terrorist thing. So I'm in Las Vegas again during the road trip, and I'm like, I want to win some money, but I also, I want to drink a little bit too, but nothing crazy. I didn't know what was going to happen next. I go inside my first casino ever in Las Vegas with the drink. Now, this drink was like, it's half the size of me. It was like a drink. It was like a slushie. But you can get, in Las Vegas, you can get these kind of tall, slushy drinks everywhere. I wanted to be like everyone else, the tourist, and say, hey, I got one. So I go in with this big drink, which I also paid extra to make it stronger, just in case. And I'm playing the casino, and I won $300 in a slot machine. And after that, some reason everything was just like, I got really positive, really energetic. I'm like, that's it, we're gonna win the jackpot. I start chugging my whole drink because I got so amped. I'm gonna drink your drink. So I drink my drink, I drink his drink. I'm playing the slots, we're going crazy. And I was like, you know what, we're gonna vlog it. That's when everything went crazy. So then I got even more crazy.
Oh, you got your camera out in a casino?
Yes, that's what happened.
Right.
So then I got kicked out of the casino within 5 minutes, but I got to keep all my money. And then
Did you get to keep your footage, or did they make you wipe
No,
it?
I got to keep all my footage.
Okay.
So then I go inside of another casino, and then I'm drunk, I'm playing, I got kicked out of that casino. And then I'm like, guys...
Are you filming again in that next
I'm
casino?
filming in all the casinos. So I got kicked out of 2 casinos within the first hour. Man. And then I'm like, let's go climb some roofs. So I'm...
Drunkenness and roof climbing is probably not a good combo.
Exactly. So then we find this tall like hotel, and it was filmed inside one of these movies that I've seen. I don't know the movie. We're climbing up. We're success. Like we're gonna get on this roof. We're happy. We're all drunk, and all of a sudden these big security guys are like, literally, I'm in the elevator. The doors open up. they're there in front of us.
Oh no.
They're already there.
Like, there's no way of running.
Yeah, I'm literally on like the 99th floor. I go up, the door's open, I'm like, and all of a sudden as it opens, like, my mouth just shuts. I'm like, oh wow, they're already there. So like, you guys come with me. You know, we went with them. We went back down to the first floor from like the 99th floor, and he's like, "Are you guys terrorists? What are you doing? Are you guys like?" They really thought we were terrorists. I'm drunk. I'm like, "Guys, I'm not a terrorist. I make YouTube videos. Check my footage. You can see everything, anything you want to see." And they ended up blacklisting me, and I can never go back to that hotel.
No way.
And it gets even worse than that.
Oh,
so then we
no.
meet this guy who never wanted to tell us his name, and he was
Right.
always wearing a biker helmet.
Right.
So I never seen his face really. But we hung out with this guy for an hour straight,
No.
just walking around with him. He wouldn't tell us names. He said, "Hey guys,"
He wouldn't show you his face.
never showed us his face. But he was like, he seemed to be our age.
Okay.
And at the time we were drunk. He says he takes photos, and he was telling us about his YouTube channel supposedly. Like,
Wow.
"Oh yeah, this is cool, man. You do YouTube too." And we start going to find this abandoned place. And at the time I was like so drunk, and then as we were about to go onto this bus to go to this abandoned place, I'm like, "Wait a minute, what are we doing? This guy's probably gonna rob us."
Yeah.
I'm like, "John, let's go." So I ended up grabbing John and everyone, and we ended up going back to our hotel. And then I still had that tall drink. So we get to our hotel, and I'm just sitting in the hallway trying to call people. I was that drunk. I just wanted to call someone. And then nobody wanted to pick my call up. So I got upset, and I started crying. And then it gets worse.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so glad you don't drink a lot.
Yeah, I barely ever drink. He knows I barely drank. It was just, I think because I was in Las Vegas and I
Yeah,
won,
yeah.
and because I won the jackpot, I was like, this is it. I'm going hard in Las Vegas. And then so I throw up inside my jar, the whole glass bottle, and guess
Oh,
what?
no.
I filled it to the top of throw up.
Oh,
Like,
bro.
it's so nasty.
Oh, bro.
It's like this big, it's all throw up to the top.
Oh, that's great.
And then that's it. I ended up just going to bed, and that was my day.
That sounds like a terrible day.
It was really bad. I woke up, I was supposed to leave, ended up booking another day at the hotel, and I just stayed in bed the whole day.
Oh, bro.
And that was the last time I drank in terms of that whole summer. It was just that one time, and it's pretty, I mean, in the end, I look at it now, and I'm like, what the hell did I just do?
Yeah.
But also, it was so crazy that it was a good memory in the end.
I think it's one of those life lessons you need to learn.
Yeah,
sometimes.
you do. But that was my story.
Okay, talking about theft, so you were saying like you thought you were going to get robbed by that guy.
Yeah.
I've got a robbery story. So this one is actually I vlogged. It's near the beginning of my channel. I was in Uganda, and I was helping with a group that had set up this big concert, right? So we were outdoors. It was like a big kind of festival vibe. Loads of local Ugandan guys. And I was like vlogging away. I had my iPhone, my camera, and I was just like super chilled, like just had my iPhone like hanging out of my pocket, and I was like filming things, like totally oblivious that I was like walking into potentially a dangerous situation, because I was like in a crowd of local Ugandan guys, and you know, a few people had been drinking. Anyway, I didn't really see the danger. This is being the danger of being naive, I guess.
But you're also used to traveling everywhere.
Yeah, I
so
kind
you're
of travel
comfortable.
everywhere,
You're
but
comfortable.
I'm just comfortable having my camera out. So I was filming some clips, and I put my camera in my back pocket, and then some guy started like dancing close up to me, like rubbing up against me, and I was like, "Oh man, what are you doing?" I was like kind of trying to push him away. He was like trying to grab me. Then I clicked that he's distracting me. So he was doing that. They were part of like a team of thieves.
Yeah.
As he grabbed me and like I was distracted with him, I could feel someone going into my pocket, like a hand. And then I like pushed him away and tried to grab this guy. And as I was concentrating on this guy, and he'd take my phone, and like some kid would run off with my phone, another guy from this angle pulled my camera out of my back pocket. And then I'm like, I've got these guys around, and there's like, I'm surrounded by like 5 or 6 guys, and I can't see which one's grabbing my things, because it's just hands everywhere like and touching me. Then I like push back and I grab I grab these 2 guys, right? And I'm not a violent person. I grabbed them both by their clothes. Like
Are you
this.
by yourself here?
I'm by myself.
What?
And I grab these 2 guys by like the scruff of their like neck,
Yeah.
and I'm like holding them like this, right? And I'm like, give my stuff back. And I'm like holding 2 guys, and I'm like shouting at them, like, give my stuff back. And at that point, I'm like, can I fight 2 guys? I don't really fight. I'm not a fighter, but I'm like,
You're thinking about, am I gonna fight 2 guys right
I'm gonna
now?
fight 2 guys right now. And I also knew that they didn't have my stuff, that their friends had already run off with it, right? So I'm just like, oh man, I'm gonna just have to let them go. I'm gonna
no
have to let them go,
choice.
because what am I just
What
gonna
do you-
hold them? What am I
Yeah.
gonna do next? Like, what if they start punching me? So anyway, I let them go. They like run. And I'm like, oh man, and then a police officer ran up because there'd been a scuffle, like everyone had heard what was happening, and he was like, oh, like, we can go and find them. And I was like, I don't even know what they look like. And they ran off in different directions. And then what happened is the police brought this guy over, and they were like, this is one of the kids that stole your things. And the kid was crying, and then the police were like, we can take him to jail. Do you want us to take him to jail? And then this other guy was like, look, if they take him to jail, they're going to beat him up and they're going to make you pay. Like, I would have had to pay to basically for them to take him to jail, even though I wouldn't have had my stuff back. So I decided, I was like, look, I don't want them to the police to beat up some kid. At the end of the day, it's my phone and camera, and maybe these kids are desperate, like they don't have anything, and maybe they're desperate. So I kind of decided just to forgive him. And I said to the police, no, don't arrest him, just let him go. Like,
yeah, but what about your stuff? Did you get that back?
No, I didn't get it back.
Sorry, so wrap it up. Everyone's gonna have bad stories, but if you like all of our stories and you like Louis, you gotta check him out. His link is in the description below, and check out his channel too, because we have our good stories on that channel. So you can see the bad stories, you can see the good stories.
We'll link the video here.
Yeah, literally right there, and his face is gonna be on the bottom too, so you can also subscribe to him. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Peace out, guys. I think that went well.
That's cool, man.